for your testimony and for your service. And my experience, which has some connection to the academies, is that there are places which build character and also critical thinking. The character is understanding that you must do the harder right rather than the easier wrong. But the critical thinking is absolutely important because today we're in a multidimensional scheme of warfare. We have accelerating technology. We have contested supply lines. The young graduates are going into a much more complicated world than I went into. With Admiral Davids, can you talk about the process that your faculty and dean go through when determining the curriculum for your students?
Thank you, Senator. We have a really robust curriculum. It includes everything that you might need to make a great officer, and having just come from the fleet, I can attest to that. It's got English, it's got government, it's got leadership, it's got STEM heavy to help develop them and ready them in order to be ready to be these incredible officers out in the fleet on day one, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. General Gilland, please.
Senator Reid, our curriculum, which spans across not only the academic program but also our physical and military program, is designed to develop critical thinkers, as I stated in the opening statement, to be able to outthink and outmaneuver our adversaries. That's built into everything that we do at the United States Military Academy.
Thank you, sir. General Bauernfeind.
Senator Reid, thank you very much. We have a robust course of instruction that not only includes our academic curriculum, but our physical education and our commissioning education, all designed to meet the three priorities that I laid out in the opening statement as it moves forward. And we have a very dynamic curriculum for all, because in our connection with our Air Force Major Commands and our Space Force Field Comms, we are responsive to not only the requirements of the fielded forces, but also the direction we received from the Secretary of the Air Force, as an example, to graduate more of our future leaders focused on STEM degrees, as the way of future warfare is going to rely heavily on that STEM education as it moves forward. And through our integrated curriculum review process, as well as great faculty support, we're able to, ebb and flow our curriculum to meet the dynamic requirements of the force.
Sir, can I follow up with another question, which is, can you tell us a vignette of your own personal experience that you've tried to infuse into the wing at the Air Force Academy?
So as an example, as we look forward to a curriculum review, we see an opportunity as looking to the future of our Corps is a need for understanding that all of our future leaders must not only be air-minded, but they also must be space-minded and cyber-minded to understand how to deliver and understand the organizations that deliver those effects for the joint warfighting campaign. Okay. And so right now our faculty are looking through our process to how to ensure that all 1,000 graduates every year come out with that full appreciation of air, space, and cyber to be effective as joint operators.
Thank you. Admiral David, your comments?
Thank you, Senator. I think it's my enthusiasm for the curriculum and for the trust I've got in the faculty that inspires them all to do incredible things. And you asked what we do individually to support. And so it's, I think one of my big focus areas this year has definitely been wargaming. And it's sort of at a nascent level, but I think we do have one of the largest undergraduate wargaming efforts at one time for our midshipman fourth class at the end of each year. It's really extraordinary. It's also to support the midshipman first class as they develop their capstone projects. And this is why it's so exciting, because it's tied completely with the fleet, with our labs, with our research projects that occur that the midshipmen are incorporated to include in some real-world operational support. And not to mention, we have some incredible extracurricular activities that we talked about before. And one that I just used as an example is something we called SWAT-C, but imagine it is a competitive drone group that goes out and competes against these two here, but also other schools in the real-world terrain on understanding how you use that technology in the future. It's about really infusing support to the faculty and staff.
Thank you. And General Gilland, you're up.
Senator Reid, our curriculum is under continuous assessment, and it evolves to meet the requirements of the United States Army. From a personal vignette perspective, at West Point, we have what's called MX400, which is the Officer Capstone course. It's the superintendent's course. Our first class or seniors take that course one semester during their senior year. I address them and specifically the underpinnings of the Constitution of the United States and what it means to be a commissioned officer in the United States Army, and then the vignettes associated with experiences that I've had through almost 35 years of service in our Army.
Just going to make two final points. One of the advantages you have now is a very established and experienced non-commissioned officer corps who are integrated within the cadet companies and squadrons, et cetera, which is a plus. The second, I have some prejudices among the academies, but Admiral Davids, I think Navy really began to turn the right direction when in the 1860s you moved to Newport, Rhode Island for a few years. So I think that's the key point that should be made. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.